With the Quarter Century Bonanza right around the corner, many collectors are eyeballing their masterpieces and are wondering, should I be selling these? So in today's video, we're going to be going over some of the reprints that will definitely be plummeting in price, as well as why collectors should trust their older tournament pack ulties. So let's get right into the video. And now the first card on today's video is one that is debuted in the Bonanza advertisement itself, and that is none other than Super Polymerization. And now, Super Polymerization already has many printings as we see, but the interesting thing about that is all of them are actually decently expensive, okay? Even if you're a budget player, to pick up any of the copies, you're paying at least $5 a piece, okay? And then for some of the secret rares, they're closer to $7s. So once these are released in the Bonanza box, we're going to be seeing supers, ultras, secrets, as well as platinum secrets, premium ultis, and collector rares. So that is a ton of rarities being added to Super Polymerization. So all these prices will definitely be going down the closer we get to Bonanza, as well as after the Bonanza itself. But even if you are holding the higher rarity Super Polymerizations, we are already seeing a shift downward in their price. From these ultis we saw just a couple months ago, they were sitting above $70. And right now, if you want to pick one up, they're less than $45 a piece. Literally right now, less than $45. So we are already seeing quite the price decrease in Super Polymerization, even for the collector pieces themselves. And as we go over to the Quarter Century Secret, which as they announced will not be reprinted as a second Quarter Century Secret, these are even going down in price as well. They're sitting at about $75 to $77 a piece, but that is definitely a decent drop from way back when they were floating over triple digis. So we're seeing across the board, the value of Super Polymerization is going down. But to the players that are actually hoarding on the lower rarities of Super Polymerization, definitely be getting rid of these copies before they take in price, because once all the other rarities are flooded to the marketplaces, these prices are going to go down. And now our second card, and kind of leading into one of the main points of the video, so definitely be checking that out, is Drill Warrior. And now Drill Warrior is one of the fan favorite cards out of the Edison format that we've been seeing, and unlike Super Polymerization, does not have a lot of reprints. Well, that is until the Bonanza box. And also, unlike Super Polymerization, the prices of its reprints are actually not that high. Yes, we have a secret from Legendary Collection. Yes, we have an ultra from Absolute Power Force. So if you're holding out on those, maybe get rid of those before the Bonanza box, because you're definitely going to be getting secrets as well as ultras. But leading into one of the main points of the video, we're going to be covering the ultimate rare version of Drill Warrior. And that is because since it is a fan favorite card in the Edison format, a lot of players have been trying to bling out their copies, and we're seeing right now, if you want to be picking up a Near Mint First Edition, you are paying about $43 a piece. And that is actually decent for a card that has not been played in literally like a decade. So we're seeing even with the Bonanza reprints, these are actually not decreasing too much in price. And that is actually to be expected. And that is because all these 200 nostalgia cards are going to be actually limited to Quarter Century Secret Rare and Platinum Secret Rare. So that means ultimate rare versions of these older cards are actually safe. And yes, this could see a little bit of trimming off the price of the ultimate rare Drill Warrior, but since we're not actually going to be seeing these reprints put into the collector rare column or the premium ultimate rare column, I do believe a lot of these older ultimate rare cards that we're going to be seeing getting a reprint in the Bonanza box will actually retain some collectability as well as value going into the future. And that is specifically because they have been put into this specific slot, giving them only the Platinum Secret Rare and Quarter Century Secret Rare printings. And that is actually leading us into the next card, and that is a card that a lot of players are kind of speculating we could be seeing in the Bonanza box, and that is none other than Caius the Shadow Monarch. And again, much like Super Polymerization, we're seeing Caius the Shadow Monarch with multiple printings, and honestly even more than these because they have like the red-blue label text. We're seeing all the versions of Caius, again, floating around $3, $4, $5 a piece. And if you want to go for the gold rares or the structure deck versions, you're paying literally like $10+ a piece. But the main Caius that everyone wants to talk about is none other than the ultimate rare Caius from the Turbo Pack 3. And now that is actually because this card has just been hot, hot, hot recently. Other versions, whether it's French, German, they're literally $600-700 a piece. And then once you go down here, and then again, those are for light plays, but once you literally get into the near mint versions, these prices are absurd. They're literally like $800+, 841, 850 the lower you go. And then once you start getting a little bit lower, we are literally clearing the $900 price tag. So Ultimate Rare Caius is one of those cards, especially to the collectors that have them, that they just really don't want to be seeing it tanking in price, okay? And I think Konami did a very good job of putting these nostalgia cards into this very special category, making sure they are only the Platinum Secret Rares as well the Quarter Century Secret Rares, because that allows collectors to know that even if cards like Caius or the other Monarchs are released into the Bonanza box, they're not going to be receiving that double Ultimate Rare print treatment that we saw in the last Rarity Collection 1 as well as 2. But since Konami has announced the only treatment that these old nostalgia cards will be getting are in the Secret Rare variety, a lot of the collectors can feel a little bit more at ease holding on to their older tournament pack ultis like Caius. But to the collectors out there who are still a little weary about holding on to their prize collection ultis, I do give you a great example, and that is none other than Ultimate Rare Dark Arm Dragon. And now, Dark Arm Dragon has been seeing all sorts of high-end printings, whether it is the Ghost Rare or even the Quarter Century Secret Rare as well, but we see the Ultimate Rare time and time again is just outpacing them by miles. So, if you want light plays, near mints, anything, you are paying close to $600 a piece. And honestly, it's only a couple options because then they jump right to 700 plus. And when we go into the data here, this is actually a newer jump. We've seen through September, leading into the end of September, they were about $300 to under $400 a piece, okay? And that was actually decent. And now we're seeing right now, if you want to pick up any light plays, near mints, anything, you're going to be paying much more than that. And I think this is actually a decision from collectors that are just kind of tired of selling off their collector pieces just simply because a lesser luxury version has been printed out. Whether it's been the Ghost or it's been the Quarter Century Secret, having an Ultimate Rare Dad from Turbo Pack is nostalgia as well as quite the flex. So even if some of your nostalgia reprint ultis are put into Platinum Secret as well as Quarter Century Secret, we have examples such as Dark Arm Dragon just proving time and time again these fan favorite tournament pack ultis will retain their value as the years go on. But changing pace from the Bonanza box, we have Evil Swarm Ophion, and honestly, this is a card we talked about quite some time ago on the channel, and the price has done exactly what we were talking about. It has started to spike. If you want a near mint version English of this card, you are shelling out $30, okay? And with the release of some of the new Fable cards in the future Terminal world, we actually saw some imagery that is alluding to that of Evil Swarm. So the players have took it upon themselves to actually do a buyout, it seems, and that has caused this price to actually spike up quite a bit. And honestly, that's to be expected because the last time the Evil Swarms were introduced into the metagame, they have made quite the splash. So if we do see support coming down the pipeline, the Evil Swarm Ophion will definitely be seeing play as a boss monster in that deck. And I just wanted to note as well, Infestation Pandemic, as well as some of the other support cards have gone up in price as well. So if you're holding on to any of these older DT things, definitely be digging them out of your collection. And now if you're watching these market watches to be picking up cards before they spike in price, like the Ophion, we have Light and Darkness Dragon, Quarter Century Secret Rare. And now, if you want to be picking up a copy of this card, it is literally less than $2.50 a piece. We got $2.30, $2.35, $2.45 the lower you go. So literally less than $5, you can get to Light and Darkness Dragon Quarter Century Secret Rare. And honestly, this is insane when we were seeing the super rares just a couple months ago were over $10 a piece. And when we look at all the copies of Light and Darkness Dragon right now, besides the Quarter Century Secret, we're seeing supers literally about $3 to $5. We see that pretty much every copy of this card is still worth a decent amount and actually higher than the Quarter Century Secret. And then the Secret from the Retro Pack as well as the GX manga are still retaining their value. So if players are wanting to be picking up a blinged out version of Light and Darkness Dragon, the Quarter Century Secret is the best bang for your buck. And a lot of players know that in the future, this card is going to be much higher than $2.50. So to the players out there on the fence of picking up the Quarter Century Secret Rare Lad, definitely do so sooner rather than later. But if you're interested in price spikes as well as future tech that hasn't gone up yet, check out our Rizio Market Watch. But definitely stay safe, have a good night, and suck it, nerds.